Welcome to the enchanting world of Edmund Spenser's The Faerie Queene. This epic poem, a cornerstone of English literature, invites us on a captivating journey filled with adventure, romance, and profound allegorical meaning. Allegory, dear viewers, is a literary device where characters, objects, and events hold a deeper symbolic significance. Like hidden treasures, they represent abstract ideas, historical events, or moral principles. Spenser masterfully employs allegory in The Faerie Queene to explore complex themes of faith, virtue, and the human condition. In this epic tapestry, each book embarks on a quest, guided by a particular virtue. Our focus today rests upon Book 1, where the valiant Red Cross Knight representing holiness embarks on a perilous journey to aid the fair Lady Una. Through their trials and tribulations, Spenser unveils a world teeming with allegorical figures like the deceitful Duessa, the embodiment of falsehood, and the cunning Archimago, a sorcerer who epitomizes deception. Join me now as we delve deeper into the rich layers of allegory woven throughout the Faerie Queene, uncovering the political, historical, moral, and spiritual truths hidden within its verses. Prepare to be captivated by a world where chivalry and magic intertwine and where every encounter carries profound meaning. Our journey begins with the Red Cross Knight, a symbol of England itself. The Red Cross Knight, our valiant protagonist, stands as a powerful symbol of England during the Elizabethan era, embodying the virtues and struggles of a nation in transition. Picture him, if you will, clad in shining armor, the crimson cross emblazoned on his chest, a beacon of his faith and his nation. This emblem is not just a mark of his identity, but a symbol of the larger ideological battles of the time. Spenser masterfully aligns the knight's journey with the political landscape of his time, reflecting Queen Elizabeth I's reign and the ongoing struggle between Protestantism and Catholicism. The knight's path is fraught with challenges that mirror the real-world conflicts of the era. Red Cross Knight, my quest to aid Lady Una, representing truth and the true church, mirrors England's embrace of Protestantism. Lady Una's purity and steadfastness are a guiding light for the knight, much like the Protestant faith was for England. Our enemies, often depicted as monstrous creatures or deceitful figures, embody the perceived threats to the newly established Protestant church. These adversaries are not just physical foes, but also represent the internal and external struggles faced by the nation. The Red Cross Knight's battles become symbolic of England's defense against these forces, reflecting the anxieties and aspirations of a nation grappling with religious and political change. Each victory and setback in his journey echoes the turbulent path of England itself. Remember the imposing House of Pride ruled by the seductive Lucifera. This place is not just a physical location, but a representation of the moral and spiritual dangers that lurk within and outside the kingdom. This opulent dwelling represents the perceived extravagance and corruption of the Catholic Church, a stark contrast to the simple piety of Una and the Red Cross Knight. The lavishness of Lucifera's domain serves as a cautionary tale against the excesses that can lead one astray. Through these allegorical representations, Spenser skillfully weaves a narrative that reflects the political climate of Elizabethan England, engaging his readers in the ongoing discourse surrounding faith and national identity. His work serves as both a mirror and a guide for the society of his time. As we journey alongside the Red Cross Knight, we witness not only his personal growth, but also the allegorical representation of England's own path towards spiritual and national identity. His trials and triumphs are a reflection of the nation's quest for a unified and steadfast identity. His struggles become a microcosm of the larger conflicts of the age, reminding us of the power of literature to reflect and shape the world around us. The Red Cross Knight's story is a testament to the enduring impact of allegory in understanding and navigating the complexities of our world. The world of the Faerie Queene is steeped in history, rich with layers of meaning and symbolism, echoing with events and figures that would have resonated deeply with Spenser's Elizabethan audience, who were well versed in the political and religious turmoil of their time. The poem's allegorical framework allows Spenser to subtly comment on the tumultuous period of the English Reformation, a time marked by intense conflict and transformation. This was a time of great religious and political upheaval where the very fabric of society was being redefined. Dr. Faustus, the conflict between the Red Cross Knight and the forces of darkness, for instance, mirrors the struggle between Protestantism and Catholicism that gripped England for decades, a struggle that was both deeply personal and profoundly public. The Red Cross Knight's eventual triumph over the dragon, a symbol of evil and often associated with the Catholic Church, reflects the Protestant victory under Queen Elizabeth I, a victory that reshaped the nation's identity. Beyond the religious conflict, the Faerie Queene also alludes to other historical figures and events, weaving a rich tapestry of references. Some scholars see parallels between the Red Cross Knight's journey and the exploits of King Arthur, the legendary British king who embodies chivalry and virtue, serving as an idealized figure of heroism. By drawing upon these historical and legendary figures, Spenser adds layers of meaning to his poem, inviting readers to draw connections between the fictional world he creates and the real world, events that shape their lives, making the narrative both timeless and timely. The poem's setting, a fantastical realm inspired by medieval romances, further enhances its historical resonance, creating a bridge between the past and the present. Spenser's use of archaic language and chivalric imagery evokes a sense of nostalgia for a bygone era, while simultaneously offering commentary on the political and religious landscape of his own time, making the work a complex reflection of its era. Through this blend of history and fantasy, the Faerie Queene becomes a powerful meditation on the enduring themes of faith, power, and the human condition, themes that continue to resonate with readers today. As we explore the poem's historical allegories, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complex interplay between literature and history, understanding how each influences and shapes the other. The Faerie Queene reminds us that art is never created in a vacuum. It reflects the hopes, fears, and experiences of its creators and their audiences, serving as a mirror to the world in which it was created and beyond. Section 4. The Chivalrous Path, a Moral Compass. In the grand tapestry of the Faerie Queene, the Red Cross Knight's journey is not merely a physical quest, but also a profound moral allegory. As he confronts monstrous creatures and navigates treacherous landscapes, he embodies the virtues of a true Christian knight: courage, piety, and above all, holiness. Each challenge the Red Cross Knight faces tests his moral fiber, presenting him with temptations and dilemmas that force him to choose between right and wrong.
His encounter with the seductive error, for instance, symbolizes the dangers of succumbing to falsehood and temptation. The hideous monster, spewing forth books and papers filled with lies, represents the seductive power of false doctrines and the importance of discerning truth from deception.
Later, the Red Cross Knight's imprisonment in the dungeon of Orgoglio, the giant who represents pride, highlights the importance of humility and the dangers of overconfidence. Through these trials, Spenser emphasizes the importance of cultivating moral strength and resisting the allure of vice. The Red Cross Knight's journey serves as a moral compass for both the characters within the poem and for Spenser's readers. By witnessing the knight's struggles and triumphs, we are encouraged to examine our own moral compass and strive for virtue in our own lives. As we follow the Red Cross Knight's moral development, we are reminded that the path to holiness is rarely straightforward. It is a journey fraught with challenges and temptations, requiring constant vigilance and a steadfast commitment to truth and righteousness. Section 5. A Pilgrim's Progress, Spiritual Symbolism. The allegorical landscape of the Faerie Queene is deeply imbued with spiritual symbolism, drawing heavily upon Christian tradition and biblical narratives. Each element within the poem serves as a symbolic representation of spiritual truths and moral lessons. The Red Cross Knight's quest, for instance, mirrors the spiritual journey of a Christian pilgrim striving for salvation. His journey is fraught with trials and tribulations, each representing the various challenges one faces in the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. The poem is replete with biblical allusions and imagery, from the Red Cross Knight's armor, reminiscent of the armor of God described in Ephesians, to the various characters and creatures that symbolize biblical figures and concepts. These allusions serve to deepen the reader's understanding of the spiritual themes woven throughout the narrative.
The dragon he eventually slays, for instance, represents Satan, the ultimate enemy of God and humanity. This battle is not just a physical confrontation, but a spiritual one, symbolizing the eternal struggle between good and evil. The Red Cross Knight's encounters with characters like the Hermit and the Heavenly Contemplation further emphasize the poem's spiritual dimension. These interactions provide him with the wisdom and guidance necessary to continue his quest. These figures offer guidance and wisdom, much like spiritual mentors who aid pilgrims on their path to enlightenment. They represent the importance of seeking and heeding wise counsel on one's spiritual journey.
Through these allegorical representations, Spencer invites his readers to contemplate their own spiritual journeys. He encourages them to reflect on their personal struggles and triumphs in the light of the Red Cross Knight's experiences. The Red Cross Knight's trials and triumphs become a metaphor for the challenges and rewards of leading a life guided by faith and virtue. His victories are not just personal achievements, but reflections of divine grace and support. The Faerie Queene reminds us that the pursuit of holiness is an ongoing process, requiring constant effort and self-reflection. It is a journey that demands perseverance and a steadfast commitment to one's spiritual ideals. Just as the Red Cross Knight faces numerous obstacles on his quest, so too do we encounter challenges that test our faith and resolve. These obstacles are opportunities for growth and spiritual development. Yet, through perseverance and a reliance on divine grace, we can overcome these obstacles and attain spiritual fulfillment. The journey is arduous, but the rewards are profound and deeply satisfying. As we delve deeper into the spiritual allegories of the Faerie Queene, we gain a greater appreciation for the poem's profound meditation on the human condition and our eternal search for meaning and purpose. It is a timeless reminder of the power of faith and the enduring quest for spiritual enlightenment.